All right, welcome back to the For the Badge podcast. Arsenal have tied Sporting Lisbon in Portugal today. Did you guys get to watch this one?
I had
So I got to watch
Galazzo
that. Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. We made some changes to the lineup. Kivior finally gets to play, gets some minutes. Um, he's young. I thought he was all right. You could maybe fault him for the goal, even though the first goal, our zonal marking on corner kicks has broken down all of a sudden. If you look at the goals we've conceded on corner kicks, we had Odegaard trying to mark Tony, which is just not smart.
That's trouble.
And then today we had Martinelli trying to mark, I think it was Coates who scored, maybe, or it might have been their captain. But anyway, um, he's leapt over Martinelli and Kivior to score the goal. So we definitely need to improve. And we were so good for so long on corner kicks. I don't know what's going on there. We definitely got to improve in that area. But we made some more changes, and I hate to start out on Fabio Vieira, but I kept telling myself during this game, I'm like, give it time, give it time. He'll get something. He'll do something. And I was like, man, don't be too critical. But like the longer this game went on, the less effect he had, the poorer his touches were. Um, I want him to do good. I definitely don't want to hate on him, but when we don't have Odegaard in the team, it's very, very clear that we lack control. We lack the ability to really control the game. And today, I think our biggest issue was we just couldn't pass through their press like we normally can, and we were so incredibly sloppy at times. And especially when Arsenal don't have the sustained possession that we're used to, it breaks up our game a lot. And I think for the second goal, we could clearly see, or the second goal, yeah, we could clearly see, and it wasn't just on the goals, a couple of other times where when our formation gets stretched and they're running at us, Jorginho just disappears in the midfield there. They just run right past him. And,
Same issue he had with us.
Oh
Right?
gosh, yes.
that is what it is.
That's why.
I mean, you
That's
said
why Conte being out for us was such a big deal because nobody could cover for him.
Nobody can
So
cover
you
for him.
need a Partey
The,
or you need a Xhaka who's going to cover for him.
It's
But we just
the
need somebody with that recovery.
well, you said it last week. You said it last week. If you allow him to sit, it's almost it's funny because we don't fault Jorginho in this mindset, but you will fault this individual who I'm about to name because he's offensive, and it's the offensive mindset. Jorginho doesn't work like that outside of his bubble, just like Mesut Ozil did not work outside of his bubble, his bubble in the front of the line. So it's funny because Jorginho had the same problem at Chelsea. That was the issue at Chelsea is we have to have somebody there that can track back just because of the way we play. You guys can afford that when you have Odie in the team and controlling that. That way you have him as the relief. When you're not in control like that, yeah, he gets blasted.
I think there was an element today of, first of all, it's a Champions League team. It's a Champions League ground. And I think there was an
So are you though. If you're gonna win the league, so are you.
No, you're right. I 100% am glad that we've kind of experienced this, and it was I think we were a little awed, a little intimidated by the occasion. We looked rushed. Vieira looked rushed. Saliba looked rushed a number of times on the ball. And I think that was a huge factor in us giving the ball away so much, trying to play out from the back. And it was clear to see when Partey and Gabriel came on, steadied the ship completely. calm, there was poise. Partey was carrying the ball, advancing the ball really well. And you could immediately see it in the way that when we had the ball, Gabriel and Saliba are really far apart because Partey is in the center of them at the back, and they trust him so much that they are like on opposite sides of the box almost, and he's in the center there. And I thought to myself, the basketball metaphor kind of breaks down because no, Partey is not the point guard, but he does advance the ball up the field like a lot. Like that's when, especially when teams don't press us high,
Yeah.
he'll just take that space. He'll just eat up
Well,
that
yeah,
space
he
really
fills the
fast.
space, right?
But I mean, the basketball metaphor kind of breaks down. You can't have 3 point guards on. I guess you could, but
You can have 3 guards.
my basketball knowledge is not that awesome.
You can have a 3-guard lineup.
But the point is, he brings the ball up the court,
Right.
and then we pass it off to Odegaard normally. But I actually heard that he was sick. It wasn't a tactical thing that he was sick.
Yeah, you said him and
Kieran Tierney, and that's a shame because this was the game that he would have gotten minutes. This is the game that Tierney would have come in and played. And I think that Tierney is the only player that changes our formation. Not the formation, but it changes the way, the tactical approach, because Kieran, he doesn't invert like Zinchenko. He's more of a marauding down the wings. And I think if Kieran Tierney would have come in, you actually would have seen Ben White do the inverted thing. Or, because I think he just switches the side of it. But at the end of the day, I think without Odegaard, it's just we don't have anyone that really gets a hold of the ball and is going to take that on themselves to be that glue and that creator.
Right.
Vieira kind of is on the fringes of it, and he's learning. He's young, and so I hope he can grow into that role because that's definitely where Arteta is trying to play him. But I think it was just a wild European night that we got pretty excited about and maybe got a little rushed, maybe a little unfocused at times. And I kept saying to myself, we have the people on the field, we have the personnel, the team that we put out that could have won this game. But I also think we're lucky to get this point. Did y'all see our second goal?
Yeah, I still don't understand what exactly happened in it.
It was just a shot from outside the box that was about to scare the corner flag, and it hits the guy.
Yeah,
goes in. It hit off his knee or something, and the deflection came 18 yards out, right on top of the box, and kind of wrong foots the goalkeeper and just happens to go in. And hey, you'll take it.
Right, our trash
goal.
goal, our trash goal, we'll take it. But
yeah,
it's not like that's going down next to Xhaka's name. It's an own goal, straight up.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna say, kind of going back to the Odegaard discussion. When I watch Arsenal, the one thing I like to do is watch him specifically, see how he moves, and I've noticed he picks up the ball deep. And I think Vieira doesn't seem to understand that. It's almost like Arteta tells him play this position, and he doesn't realize that the position actually expands. It's not just, oh, you're in this part of the field. You have to expand out and move, and that's the one thing about Odegaard, and that's why when I didn't see him on the lineup, I was like, why? But as you said, he was sick, so that explains that. But he is the glue. We talked about Partey, we talked about Gabriel Jesus back in December, January, but Odegaard's the glue. He links that back line to the midfield to the attack. You have to have him on the pitch. And why didn't he play Smith Rowe?
It's a conundrum. It's something that I've been thinking about and been wondering.
Is he not 100%, but on the bench as 100%?
For a long time? It's not that he's not 100%. You know,
Just average out. I mean,
he went 70 minutes last game, 60 minutes last game. But I don't know. Arteta refuses to play him as the center attacking mid, as the number 10, the shirt that he wears.
Yeah.
Anyway, he refuses to play Smith Rowe in that creative role. Apparently, he thinks he's better coming in from the left on the wing. It's a little bit frustrating, honestly. I would have loved to have seen Jorginho, Xhaka, Smith Rowe in the middle, and then like Reece, Martinelli, and Saka up top. I would have loved.
Yo, I'll take Smith Rowe. If y'all want to get rid of Smith Rowe in the summer, you let me know. I'll take Smith Rowe.
Does he know how to cross the ball from the wing?
Of course, absolutely.
He does. I have seen him cross it.
Yeah.
So he's a central midfielder playing on the wing who knows how to cross the ball.
He'll come play for us all day, baby. Let's go.
Ready to pay $150 million for him.
We got $100 million lined up. We'll take Smith Rowe, and he's an English national, which we need on the team because we're really close to violating that financial fair play rule.
No, you're not getting Smith Rowe. He's not leaving.
You know what I find interesting is that they had Arsenal had a tough game on the road, and their next game is going to also be a tough game, even though it's in the same city, but it's on the road. And you look and you wonder about selection. Like, do you know if Odegaard will be available to play the next one?
God, I hope so.
Because if he doesn't play the next one, that's a big deal. That'll actually affect how I choose the game. It'll completely affect how I choose the game. And so because of that, you look at that, and it's interesting about what Patrick said about Vieira not moving. I think part of the issue is I think it's the conflict of the conflict of personality, in the sense of I don't think he's confident enough to do it in terms of, you guys have talked about it before, where sometimes the manager keeps the leash on you and they're like, you do this because if you don't do this, I'm yanking you. And so I think there's a fear that if he does it and he does it wrong, the manager will have a really short leash on him and he won't see the field. And so he's like, well, I'll just stay in this pocket, which in one case, it magnifies the value of Odegaard, but in the other case, it what it does is it causes him to get in his own head to play in a way that, well, clearly you hate, Jake, but it's also he doesn't really know his full potential. It's the equivalent of me saying, can you please play Jack Grealish in the middle of the field, or can Phil Foden play in center of midfield? I mean, he eventually will, because even though he's not a winger, he will. And so you feel like, as a supporter, you see where this guy came from. You feel like this is where they're best. And if you just say, hey, be you, stick Partey behind him and let him be whoever he is, because whatever mistake he makes, Partey will be there to clean it up for him. But, I think this is sort of the tighten up period of the season, where you don't really want guys to do a bunch of things to affect the flow. So I can understand the frustration at the same time. I mean, he did. You guys got a draw on the road, which is what you're supposed to do, and all you got to do is go home and win 1-0. Game over.
Yeah, which is definitely doable. Like I said, from watching what it did to the game, Arsenal had. It was one of those nights that it felt like Arsenal should have been 3-2, 4-2. Because I won't take the header away from them at all. That was just beautiful. It just, cross the keeper, cross body, nothing you can do. But Arsenal just didn't capitalize. We've seen Arsenal all season hit some of these shots, like Martinelli's. He had a few outside the box that were just reined in, keeper out of position, where, we've seen those go in for Arsenal week in, week out, where they slotted it in the corner. He hit top 90. It just felt like they were just, again, 2 inches off maybe about 4 or 5 of those chances that could have been easily converted. I love Martinelli. I would gladly take him on a squad if I was fielding an 11 in the Premier League right now. he's just on form. I felt like he just didn't capitalize on some of the chances he had. I know he was offsides on the first one, might have threw him off a little, but again,
new
like
role
3 or
for
4
him
of
too.
those. Huh? Yeah.
A
Yeah.
new role, playing the false nine.
Okay.
Yeah, he does not really do that. But when Trossard's injured, Eddie's injured, Jesus is not ready to come back fully
Sure.
yet. But we still carry that attacking threat. We had 14 shots, 7 on goal,
Right. Right.
68% possession. We had 9 corner kicks. We forced 4 saves. So it's
Plenty of
That's
chances.
good.
Yeah. It was plenty of chances.
definitely had the chances. Although some of those saves were kind of shots right at him, must be said. But yeah, like you say, Lewis, we'll definitely take that draw in the away leg. Definitely got some experience with with a loud away ground in a European competition, which is good. And looking at some of these other teams that won today, there's some decent teams left. Juventus won, Roma won. Man United are back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony's wonder goal.
They beat
Yeah, don't get me
Betis.
started.
So there's definitely some teams in this tournament left that could cause us issues, and I think on the surface of it, maybe we have underestimated Sporting just a bit. I think it might be a little bit for me. It might be a little bit because I don't watch them very much. The only time I've watched them is versus Tottenham this season, and Tottenham are trash, so they did well. But I still expected us, to do good today. But yeah, hey, we'll take the draw. And looking ahead to the Fulham game, I'm with you, Lewis. Odegaard has to be there. Like, where's the threshold? Like, if you're just a little bit sick, I would still want him to play. Like, it's like if we got to have it, we absolutely have to have it.
It's a draw for me if he's not there. I see him winning, but it's a draw if he's not there.
I mean, Fulham are so strong defensively.
Yeah.
And they're a different team at home. Even in their last game versus Brentford, they were kind of hanging on a bit, but they were still in it. They were still in there, and that's how they won their last home match away match rather. They just hung on and hung on and hung on and got a goal in the end. Solomon has scored 5 games running. So yeah, I'm worried. I'm a bit worried, especially without Odegaard. I'd be very worried.
And Fulham is in pretty decent form. They've been scoring goals. They're in pretty decent form. They got a big forward running at that back line. I just
Yep.
Well, at least it's not a night game at Fulham, so you got that going for you.
Yeah.
It's a totally different animal. I'll say this. I mean, if he's sick, he should be healthy by
Sunday.
Sunday, I would think. I mean, if he's not, then it's something more.
It's something bad.
Are we in the prediction side of things?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go 2-2. Fulham's just, man, they're hard to figure out at times. Like you know who can always show up: Mitrovic, Willian, now this Solomon guy. So they've got goals in them.
I will say this. I do think Paulinho is suspended.
Oh,
Yeah. Hold on. Let
I
me
think
look.
that their center midfielder
Yes. Yeah. He is
is
suspended.
suspended,
He is.
which could be big for them. He was suspended for the Brentford game, and they struggled without him. So if that influences your prediction a bit,
I'm gonna look see if he's
want to
suspended.
put that out there on the table.
Red
Make sure
card.
everybody knows.
He's got a red card, so he is suspended then.
It was a three match one, yeah. So for me, I gotta back the boys. I went 2-1 Arsenal.
Damn, I was gonna go 2-1.
I
I'm
went
gonna go
1-1.
2-2 still.
I'm
2-1.
1-1. I if Odegaard is there, I think Arsenal wins. If he's not there, I got to draw, man.
I think they got it either way with Odie.
So
No Odie.
I'm gonna stick with my 1-1.
No CDM in your team. It's hard to come at, especially playing a team like Arsenal.
True. But
Well,
they got Tim Ream in the on the back line, you know, out here playing like he's with Joga Benito.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely doing something behind the scene. Maybe he signed a Crossroads deal or something. Who knows? He's what's he,
He's
97?
fantastic.
A Crossroads deal. No, he didn't.
He's
No.
35. He's having a
No.
fantastic
No. If anyone signed a Crossroads deal, it's my man Thiago Silva over here.
right?
Grandpa rolling around on the walker on the back line. Yeah.
You sticking with that 2-1X?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
Absolutely.
think that
I think you're gonna rule. No, Polina is huge. He's a great center defensive midfielder. He holds the ball well. He adds up the play that leads up to Mitro and Solomon. I think they have a goal in him. I'm not gonna take it away from him, but I think you're just gonna wreck the mid. Like even with Jorginho in the midfield, I think Georgie would be able to handle Fulham, like with the team around him. I would hope so. So
no, he won't start.
you don't think Georgie
We're
starts?
going as full strength can be for Fulham.
Really?
100%. What do you mean, really? 100%, bro.
They're
They
top
took
6.
4 points. They took 4 points off of you this season.
Yeah.
Well, it's not us. No, I think y'all could. Well, okay.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough, man.
They are.
I'm not taking anything away from Fulham. I'm saying I would see Odie or Partey get the rest and Jorginho
No,
get.
God, no, no way, not a chance. That would be a huge mistake. No way, no chance. Speaking of mistakes, I'm gonna pop something up for you here. That does this make you want to change your prediction, X?
I'm 1 point behind you.
I caught you up. You had me last week. Now I'm ahead of you.
Yo, actually,
Just by
we're
one.
not that far behind Patrick.
No, you're not.
20 points, man. He's running away like Benfica in the Portuguese.
It doesn't change my prediction for you guys. I do think you're gonna go 2-1. I really do.
Nice. Yeah. Patrick's still killing it on these predictions for sure.
Oh, I'm gonna catch your ass. I can't. Yeah, because that's the wait. No, you're still ahead of me by like 12 points or something like that.
No, he's up by 20.
No, you and me, because you were up by like 12 before we reset Patrick and Lewis in here.
Oh yeah, I've actually forgotten all about that.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Well,
I'm only 1 point behind you.
Well, all right, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Go ahead and
no,
hit that like
I think
button.
you're going 2-1.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell on. We got plenty more videos coming at you. I know I've had a good one tonight. I hope you have as well. Thanks for listening, and have a good night.